So we're currently in my partner Tara's 125i. I convinced her to take her R34 Skyline to work today so that we could take the BMW to the shop and secretly install a brand new exhaust on it. Tara's had this car now for I think about 6 months, maybe a bit under. We installed wheels and springs in the car and it's been absolutely fantastic. Go back and check that video out if you haven't seen it already, but the car looks amazing and these things just drive absolutely beautifully. We've had zero issues with it so far. Currently it has about 45,000 kilometers on the clock and they're just such freaking cool cars. Every time I get into it I chuck into sports mode. I love driving with the paddle shifts, the gearbox responds beautifully. The cars are quite quick for what they are. I suppose we should give it a wee pull. Woo-hoo-hoo. These things go so good. So here she is, 2018 125i. Got the BBS wheels on it. This thing looks super nice. Very, very cool car. So currently, obviously, we're running a completely stock exhaust on it. So we'll get a quick before shot to hear how this thing sounds before we actually go ahead and put the modified exhaust on the car. One thing I should mention actually is the previous owner did put Toyota 86 tips on the car. Now the exhaust is completely stock. They're literally just the tips welded on to make it look a little bit cooler. Looks nice with the rear diffuser of course, but let's see how they sound. Now, let's pull the exhaust out and have a look at exactly what we've bought and what we're going to be putting on the car. All right, so here's the box, and what we have here is a X-Force exhaust. Let's have a quick look and see what we've got. I literally do not even know what we've gotten. Like, I had a quick squiz before, but whether we got, I think we might have gotten maybe a full exhaust, which is news to me because I honestly thought we got like maybe just a cap back exhaust or a diff back exhaust. So let's pull everything out and see exactly what's going on here. So this is what the box contains. It has a Varex muffler, which means it has a valve in it, which is fantastic if you've got neighbors like we do. Basically means you can open and close it and have the exhaust be as loud or as quiet as you wish, which is freaking amazing. But before we go any further with this stuff, let's get the car in the air. And I find it best to kind of visually look at the exhaust that's currently on the car and look at this exhaust and kind of piece it together and see exactly what fits what and what goes where. And that'll give us a better indication for what we've gotten ourselves into. So the car is in the air and I've done a little bit of looking and it looks like the exhaust isn't going to quite fit. Not sure whether I was sent out kind of the wrong model exhaust, but basically like it does match up to the exhaust coming down under the car. But then once we get up to where it's supposed to go into the slip joint here at the cat, it's the wrong size basically and it's not quite right. So luckily we have a fab shop here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the stock exhaust off, kind of mock this exhaust up and see how it's going to sit in the car, and then we'll just probably have to weld a flange onto kind of our stock exhaust right here somewhere so that we can bolt the rest of the exhaust up to the car whilst using the slip joint that's stock on the car. So it's not too annoying, but let's get this exhaust off the frickin' car. Well, at least it's really easy to remove. Alright, so now that the factory exhaust is off, which by the way was super simple, literally one bolt at the slip joint and then take the bracket off that goes between just underneath the exhaust on the car, and then two 13mm bolts up the front and the whole thing just comes off in one piece, which is pretty nice actually, if I may say so. So now I'm just going to go ahead and mock this up and just kind of see, basically make sure it actually works and fits under the car before we go ahead and modify anything on the stock exhaust to make it all fit. So fingers crossed. So we've actually somewhat figured out the exhaust and we've got it dummy fitted. First thing I gotta say is I really like the matte finish of the exhaust as opposed to a full polish finish. Looks really freaking cool. And it seems to fit up really nicely under the body, which is really nice. So it runs all the way through here, which is rad. up to here, and it's this section here that we're just got to do a little bit of fabricating for, because it's not exactly right for ours. So we're just going to go from our cat here, we'll go straight down to here, flange that bolts onto here, and then the whole exhaust will be nice and perfect and done for the car. And then up here, the muffler goes here, the Varex muffler, and then the tips come out here. And then we have to figure out some way to wire in the valve. So yeah, it's definitely going to be quite a bit louder, I think, because obviously this is a straight through muffler. We're also deleting a muffler here in the exhaust as well. And then we just have the one resonator with our straight through Varex muffler. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool, but just actually really stoked with how that looks under the car. Very cool. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of fabricating, and then we should be able to fit up the rear muffler.
So I ended up cutting off a very small portion of the front part of the stock exhaust. We then welded a flange onto it so that it met up with the rest of our X-Force exhaust. This was actually fairly easy and didn't take much time at all. Once it was all welded up, it fitted up absolutely beautifully. Then I went ahead and threw all of the gaskets and bolts into the exhaust and bolted it up properly, and it ended up fitting really well.
Alright team, we have successfully fitted the first section of our exhaust. Look at this, beautiful. So this is the front half that I had to make. Please do not look at my welds too closely. They're slightly questionable. I'm not going to make any excuses. I'm just a welder. And Bailey is currently outside doing stuff to my E36 because we are competing this Friday and that's the priority. Therefore, I welded this, even though Bailey is the expert welder. Nonetheless, it's all sealed and it is a nice front pipe. Look at the stock positioning for the mount. Slip joints all back on, and then we've got a nice exhaust. I'll cut this mount off because it is null and void. I'm assuming what happened was we got sent the exhaust for the NA version because it had like the 2.5-inch pipe that would usually go up to the cat and then expanded to 3, whereas obviously we're 3-inch all the way through because this thing is turbo. Turbos are way more fun. So we just had to make that wee front section. However, the rest of the exhaust fits beautifully and I'm super stoked with it. It looks so nice under there. So now what we'll do is we're gonna bolt up our Varex muffler and then we'll go ahead and figure out the positioning of our exhaust tips. Then we can wire the thing in and start it and see how it sounds. Muffler is mounted and ready to go, stoked. But upon discussion, we've decided to go a little bit extra with this exhaust. So I ended up cutting up the tips that came with the car, and instead we're going to do twin dump exhausts on the car because Tara loves dump exhaust and so do I, quite frankly. So what we have is 3.5-inch stainless tips and we're gonna have dump tips. So I'm gonna go ahead and fabricate that up now. So basically I cut the flange off, I'll just mount that up here like so, and then we'll run a 90 and a dump tip. We've got the mount here as well, so I cut it all off, and yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and fabricate the tips. So still the same exhaust system, but just decided to go a little bit fancy on the tips, which I'm freaking pumped about, to be honest. Yes, we are officially done, I think. We're gonna get it on the ground and see how it looks officially, but that one's fake. This one's real. Again, questionable welding from my side, but that's just the tip. The rest of the exhaust is beautiful X-Force stuff, so let's get it down and see how it looks, and most importantly, how it sounds. But we still need to wire in the Varex muffler. So, there's a little plug on the top of the muffler right here. And what we need to do is run power down to our Varex muffler. So see, there's a cigarette lighter thing here you can plug into. So we need to feed this down through a grommet in the boot, and then we plug it into the Varex muffler here, wire it in, and then we should be able to, using our beautiful remotes, open the valve, start her up and see how it sounds. Ooh, down she comes. I'm so keen to see how these tips look. Oh, they don't look terrible when it's on the ground. That would be the worst. Ah, yes. Now the lower it gets, the happier I am because the less you can see my fab work, which is so good. Update time. We don't have to do any wiring at all because it turns out this BMW has a cigarette lighter in the boot. So we can literally just plug our Varex in, beep, and then we'll just run this under here, and then for now at least, because we're tired and we don't want to do any wiring. Yes, through. All right, that's a good start. Plug in. All right, we're finally coming down for the last time. You can come all the way down this time. Varex is plugged in, and powered thanks to our cigarette lighter socket. Shout out BMW for putting that in there because you saved us a lot of time. All right, so we're gonna do our first test start and we have the remote. It says A and B on it. So we're not quite sure which one makes it louder and which one makes it quieter. I guess we're gonna find out. But push the button, does it work? I can hear it working.
You can hear it.
I can hear it doing its little thing. All right, sweet. Dan, do you want to do the honors and give it a start? Okay. Do you reckon that's open? Oh no, Tara's gonna be one of those people. Oh yeah, that's closed. That's not stock.
Oh, it is stock.
Okay, that's crazy. So, is it, how many modes does it have? Three modes. It's got 3. Give it a rev. Big one, Dan. Alright, hold up, Dan, wait. Alright, rev it, Dan. Alright, it's closed. Go again. That sounds actually pretty darn good. Holy crap. All right. The downpipes just complement it so nicely. And they're not too aggressive either. We were going to do lobster dump pipes, but I'm kind of happy that we just did it the way we did because I think it looks pretty good. I'll see you guys in the second half of this video when we got Tara in the car and we can take it for a drive and kind of see how it sounds. Yeah. Alright, so we're currently back home at the moment. It's the next day and we're about to go for a drive with Tara. She thinks we're going to film a lifestyle vlog going to get some food. So let's see what she thinks of the exhaust. You ready to go?
Yeah. Why are you filming?
So we're going for a drive. Oh, gosh, I love this car. Beautiful day for a drive.
Did you hear that?
I heard nothing. Okay. I've something to confess to you.
Yeah?
Where you may have done more than just service your car.
Did you just put like the washers in the car like you did on that 86?
No, we did.
It sounds more than that.
We did a little bit more than just that. We'll put it in sport. Put it in sports mode.
It farted!
It does the fart.
Yay!
That sounds good. It does sound so good.
Hold on, wait. I'll wait till we turn onto the highway.
We put some tips on it as well, so it looks sick.
Did you?
We did.
I did not notice. I'm excited to see it also.
Sounds good. Oh, there you go. We are now at the factory. You want to see the tips?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh!
It's extra, huh? Look at it. Love it.
They go down.
They do go down. So good. Man, the racing at Sandown is so loud. Woo-wee. Do you want me to give it a rev for you?
Yeah.
Is that time?
Farting it. Yay,
Love it. Hey. That's how you get brownie points. One more. That's it. The tips have some colour in them now. Looks. Do you like it? I think it looks way better.
It looks so much better.
It does.
It looks loved.
That is a wrap on the exhaust install on the car. I think next up we may actually take this thing for a tune. I'd love to do a before and after dyno on this thing, so hit me up in the comments if you think that's something that we should do. But regardless, Tara's daily is pretty much done. Like, we're not going to do too many more things to this thing, but this car is so fun to drive. So if you are on the fence about getting one of these, highly recommend it. No problems for us so far. We've owned it for a solid 6 months, but that's a wrap on this video. Thank you, Tara, for allowing me to kind of prank you on this thing and be the subject of But it's good for you.
I mean, if you want to make my cars better, you can prank me all you want. The R34 needs some things done to it, so
Yeah, we actually have to take that thing back on the dyno, new turbo and everything. We want to make some power in that thing. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. Thank you for supporting. As always, hit that like and subscribe button if you did enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one. We're back to our regular scheduling on the Fivo, or maybe this is a Japan video in between this and the Fivo, but we've got like 6 weeks to get that thing done, so we're gonna get it done. Thanks guys for watching. Peace.
bye.
Bye. Look at that. BMW, big tips, big noises, good times. Woo.